Hey, everybody, welcome to this live afternoon edition of Turnaround Marriage. And my name's Scott, and I'm here to talk to you about a subject that really came up recently in a conversation I was having with a gentleman. And it was a gentleman that felt like, wow, things have gone too far. It feels like it's too late for us to fix this marriage at this point. And if you've ever felt that way, this is exactly the message you need to tune into today. So at Turnaround Marriage, we help committed Christian couples to finally end the cycles of conflict, negativity, and disconnect and reclaim, excuse me, and reclaim the love, passion, and playfulness that they once had. This is our heart's desire. And this is the burden that God has given to us. And it really came up full circle in this conversation that I was having with this gentleman, where in this conversation, he got very emotional as he was recounting where things had been in his marriage. And he was mostly emotional because of the lost years, the lost moments. He realized both with his wife and with his children, but also in so many other areas of his life with extended family and friends, that all those moments that they didn't have because of the family conflict, because of the conflict in their marriage, realizing that he didn't show up the way he should have emotionally for her, for the children. The good times they should have had that seemed like that they were sabotaged by his own emotions, by his own frustration, by his own anger. And it really welled up within him. And he got to the point where it's like, well, what is the point, is kind of what he was saying. It seems like all the trajectory has always been going downhill. It has not gotten better. We've tried things even. We've even tried some counseling there. We've tried some books, and we've heard some sermons, and we've talked to our pastor, and things have not gotten better. And I could sense, even as he was saying this, I'll just be full circle honest here, that I really felt his pain because I had once been there. I was really, truly empathizing with where he was coming from. And essentially, the heart of it was this. It felt like it was too late to fix things. And I'll just be honest, I also tend to be a pretty sentimental kind of guy. And just the night before, I'd been looking at pictures of my kids. My youngest one now, out of 6 of them, he's 10. And he's my baby, and he's 10. And I'm looking at videos and pictures from, it seemed like moments ago, but it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. And wow, how things are totally different. And how quickly your kids grow up, how quickly time goes by. And then I remembered, wait a minute. I started empathizing so much with him that I started going down that path and saying, I've lost so many years too. I missed out on so much with my wife. I wasn't there for my kids the way I wanted to. I know I lashed out at them when they needed the opposite. I know that I was a tough disciplinarian to a fault at times. I know I wasn't there to be present with them when that's what they needed most. I know that for my wife, I pushed her away and we were so alienated, and that there were in some ways some lost years. In some ways, I can even taste that brokenness even now as I'm talking about it, feeling with regret in a lot of ways that I wish that had been showing up differently. All this prior to our marriage, the healing of our marriage. And of course, my mind goes primarily to my kids because of the time that's so quickly lost. But I'm also thinking about those lost moments with Rachel. I'm thinking about those times where we could have had amazing vacations, amazing date nights, more passion, that we were disconnected. And I could just beat myself up over that. And I was feeling myself starting to go down that path when he was explaining this to me. But then I know in my heart of hearts that it took exactly what we went through to get to the breakthrough where we are today. It took exactly those struggles, that brokenness in myself, in our marriage, for us to get those breakthroughs today where we have so much more healing. We had to be broken down for us to be built back up by the Lord in so many ways. So let me ask you this question. What if what you're going through and the struggle that you've had is exactly why you need to fix it? What if things could be so much better, especially because of what you've gone through? What if this is what has happened, the struggle that you guys had is only part of the story? What if there is a beautiful redemptive story that is right here, and it's maybe not even that far out there? It might seem like it's so far away, especially as you're looking back, and the evil one just will want to beat you up about that past. But what if God has in store for you something beautiful? What if he plans to redeem all things, which is what he does, by the way, all things in you and in your marriage and in your family, and even as a parent, to bring not only restoration, but to make you the man or woman that you were designed to be? What if God would allow you to go through all this? And it is our own doing. We don't want to blame God for that. But what if it meant going through all this to find that healing? And I just want to tell you, as I was reminiscing about this the other day, and I was reminding myself of what is true, is I wouldn't trade it. Yes, I've got regrets about what happened and where things were, but I wouldn't trade it. Why? Because I know I'm so much more present for my kids now than I ever was. I know I'm so much more connected as a father in my calling that God has upon me. I know that I have the mantle of leadership in my home, again, the way that God has designed it to be. And I'm not running from that. I'm not skirting those responsibilities that God's given to me. I know that my marriage sure is a journey. We haven't arrived, but I know that the path that we're on now is a path of growth, of healing, of us getting stronger. No matter what happens, I know now we're going to get stronger. Whereas before that wasn't true. And I know that the rest of our life, as long as the Lord has us here, we will be strong, close, and connected like never before in our marriage. And it took us getting to the bottom of where things were in our marriage for us to get to that place of healing. So many of you might be out there asking the question, what if it feels too late? And I get that. I've been there. But what if that's exactly the question we ought to be asking is a little bit different? What if this is exactly the right time now? What if you finally got to the point where you said, no more, are we going to do this way? What if you took you getting to the place where you said, no more, am I going to show up this way in my home? And you're ready to fix this now. If that's you, I want to encourage you to reach out, because those are exactly the type of people that we know that we can help. And so I want to encourage you to go to turnaroundmarriage.com/call and pick a time that works for you. And I'll get on a free breakthrough call with you to help you to diagnose what's not working in your marriage and a path to get out of it. And we're very much future focused, because what do we desire most of all in our hearts? But closeness and connection, the way God designed marriage to be. The lie of the evil one is, here's your past. It's always going to be this way. In fact, it's going to get worse and worse because this is your track record. But the Lord is speaking the truth constantly, that he is not only going to redeem all things, but that he also has a plan. He has a plan to work in you that which is pleasing in his sight. What if right around the corner is that beautiful healing for you and your spouse, and for the reconnection that you guys could have to be the most present parents that your kids ever needed? What if it's just right there? What if it's just around the corner? That's really what it was for us. And it might be for you too. So I want to encourage you to book that today at turnaroundmarriage.com/call. We just have a few slots left this week. And I definitely would want to see any of you that are out there that are hearing this today and you think, man, Scott, that's me. I'm ready for things to be different. I want to tell you that what God has in store, even if you're out there and you're just wondering, what is this really true? Go back to what God says of you. Go back to what God says of your circumstances and the love that he has for you. You know that if you're listening to the lies of the evil one, if you listen, you'll know their lies. But if you listen to his still small voice, the Spirit of God whispering, you also will hear what he has in store for you. Good things, a plan to prosper you and not to harm you. So I hope that encourages you today. With God, not only are all things possible, but he has a profound plan for you and your marriage. God bless you. Hope to talk soon.